Have you ever been around someone whose energy is so vibrant and so radiant that they seem to be glowing and living on a different wavelength? You find yourself wondering, how do they do it? Maybe you know this person a little more intimately, and you feel like their life always seems to fall perfectly into place. From always getting that cosmic parking spot right up front at the grocery store to having their family trips go without any hiccups. They appear to live the perfect life. Were they just born lucky? Are they doing something different? What is their secret? Then there are people who seem to experience life completely opposite. They have the worst luck, from spilling coffee on their brand new outfit right before an important meeting to missing their flight due to unexpected traffic. Everything seems to go wrong for them. Where do you fit into this? Are you the so-called lucky or unlucky person? Something I learned a few years ago that completely changed my life is that it's all connected to the frequency that you're living in. Today, we're going to talk about how this frequency is all connected to, you guessed it, your microbiome. While skateboarding with my kids a couple weeks ago, I overheard someone say to my husband, "We're all just asking ourselves, who is this Juniper lady?" and scouring Instagram and her website to figure out who on earth she was. Ty just laughed and responded, "She is a lady who moves mountains." I'm going to share a story that speaks to the abundance that comes when you rebalance your gut and you allow yourself to become the very best version of you. It changes who you are and what is possible for you and your family. This is not an episode about me. It is about you and the limitless possibility ahead of you. So back in January, I took my son to skate with a man named Mitchie Brusco. Mitchie is my son's absolute favorite vert skateboarder. If you are new to the skate world, there are different types of skateboarding. Vert is the big ramps, and this is the type of skateboarding that my son is madly connected with. Anyway, we had seen that Mitchie was hosting a one-day camp in Tacoma, Washington. So we gifted this to our son for his birthday. He and I took a one-on-one, just the two of us trip out to Washington. We had never done anything like this, and it was so special. He spent the full day skating with Mitchie alongside a dozen other kids while I watched in absolute wonder. My son and Mitchie really hit it off. So before we left, I got Mitchie's coordinator's contact information. A few months passed, and as we were beginning to think about summer, my son was invited to an invite-only advanced skateboarding camp with a few different professionals. I asked him if he wanted to go to that camp or if he wanted to see if he could spend a week skating with Mitchie. Without any hesitation, he said, "Of course, Mitchie." So I reached out to Mitchie's coordinator and asked if they had any week-long camps scheduled for the summer. He responded that they didn't have anything set up, but if we wanted to, we could create our own. So we did. We scheduled a week-long camp to skate 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock every day with Mitchie and our 4 kids. Now, fast forward to the actual unfolding of this. Something you have to know is that my family lives a very slow life. We purposefully underschedule ourselves to allow for so much time to just be. But the month of June was wild. We went in knowing it would be a lot, and a lot it was, in the best of ways. So my husband and daughter, they went to a week of fiddle camp together in the woods of Montana, while my 3 boys and I packed up and headed out on our own adventure. We went to Salt Lake City to watch Mitchie in an event called the Vert Alert. This is a big skateboarding competition hosted by Tony Hawk, where all of the world's best skateboarders compete for a spot in X Games. Mitchie took third best vert skater in the world, and my boys watched him, knowing that the next day they would get to skate and learn all day long with just him and repeat this the entire week. What a surreal experience. All the while, we were staying at a place called the Evo Hotel. If you aren't familiar, it's a super rad hotel in Salt Lake City. It has an indoor skate park and a bouldering gym, and the rooms are absolutely beautiful. And abundance just flows through the air in this place. We didn't know it when we booked our room, but many of the Vert Alert competitors were actually staying there. So all throughout the event, my boys got to skate for hours with many of the competitors, but the most time they spent was with the boy who actually took first place in the Vert Alert. It was a wild, amazing experience. Meanwhile, Fiddle Camp ended and Ty and my daughter drove down to Salt Lake City. My boys and I checked out of our hotel, we stocked up on groceries, and we all reunited at an Airbnb in Park City. The next morning, we started camp with Mitchie. It all came together so seamlessly. And you know how when you are in the thick of life, you know it's magical as hell, but you don't really reflect on the significance of it? This has become our normal state of living, creating dreams our own ways and just showing up for them. But this hasn't always been the case for us. And when I overheard Ty and Mitchie's coordinator talking, time stood still for me. We find ourselves in this wildly abundant place, and it all started with the transformation of our gut health. If you aren't familiar with my son's story, please go listen to episode 100. If you or your child are in the depth of symptoms, you are just in survival mode, you are getting by, this episode is going to fill you with so much hope. We were right there in the thick of it too. But healing our son, learning about the significance of our gut health, and adopting his healing protocol as a whole family lifestyle changed our lives. It birthed a passion and a clarity in me, and only was born. What I'm here sharing today is a product of us living and breathing what I share. Now, the healing and transformation that our family experienced through Only has taught me a kind of abundance I never knew existed. It's a limitless frequency that made this whole story with Mitchie a reality. All of our skateboarding friends keep asking us, wow, how did you line that up? And whoa, I bet that was an investment. My response is simple. We put out there what we wanted. We made it happen, and we didn't make decisions based on cost. We made decisions based on what was aligned for our family, and we trusted that the universe would allow the financial side to come together seamlessly, and it did. I know this might sound really out there for you. We were once there too, where finances in particular were the foundation of every decision we made. But this is the transformation I'm talking about. No, we don't come from wealth. I have had to break free from generational mindset blocks and limitations and have created my own wealth. But it all started with me practicing what I show up here every single week to preach. We are the creators of our experience here on earth. The way we perceive is the way we receive. I am not any more special than you. I was just gifted the opportunity to heal my son, which then opened up a whole world where I was invited to heal my body, my brain, my mind, and my spirit. And the same is possible for every single one of you listening. In a later conversation with Mitchie and his team, we talked about what they meant by who is this Juniper lady? Because they want to find more of me. People who say what they want. They pay the price without questioning, and then they show up. But what Mitchie and his team don't know is I wasn't born this way. Rebalancing my own body freed me from the constraints of cultural limitation, and in return has radiated through my family, and now my children know no limits. Different people arrive to this unlimited frequency in different ways. Take thought leaders like Tony Robbins and Jen Sincero. Did they get here by rebalancing their gut first? I'm honestly not sure if they made lifestyle shifts that impacted their gut health and gave them the clarity to find abundance or not. But what I know is that this was my entry point, and it's one I hope so badly you choose to experience. And I know that if you rebalance your gut, you will experience this. Every single day, I hear from women saying, I can't believe it. I'm X many days into the rebalance, and I woke up in the night with this universal message telling me my life purpose. Or I finally have the mental capacity to pursue this idea I've had for so many years. Or I just bought my first house after living in poverty and never even dreaming this would be possible. It all started when I rebalanced my gut with you and gained mental capacity to get a better job. I'm going to share a few more. My son suddenly decided to potty train himself. My son just came and cuddled into my lap. He has never wanted to be touched, and this is the first time he has willingly come to me to be held. My husband rebalanced, and I don't know if it's connected, but he suddenly quit his job to start his own company that he's talked about for years. It is all connected. When you heal your gut, your mind, body, brain connection clears, and you come to life in ways you never imagined possible. But it's about finding a place where you are no longer searching or yearning for your life to be different. Have you ever experienced that? A sense of contentment that runs so deep through your heart, body, and soul that you aren't waiting for anything to change. You are deeply satisfied with life exactly as it is. I'm going to keep saying this throughout the episode because I know if you are in the thick of it, your child is really, really struggling, you yourself are consumed with symptoms, it can be so hard to hear about the other side. But it's important. It's important to hold on to hope because you are going to make it there. I want you to imagine a life where unimaginable opportunities unfold effortlessly, where your passions and your dreams take center stage, and where abundance flows naturally through every aspect of your existence. This isn't just a far-off fantasy. It's a tangible reality waiting for you. Just as rebalancing my gut microbiome opened doors I never knew existed, it can do the same for you. Honor yourself by receiving this message as inspiration and an invitation to step into this frequency. Maybe your finances are really tight. Maybe your child is unwell and you worry for them, and this consumes all of your energy. Or maybe you've been struggling with health issues for years. You feel hopeless and depleted. This isn't easy. Again and again, I have been there, and I am living, breathing proof that you can evolve your frequency and transform your human experience in this lifetime. Will it be easy? Absolutely not. But will it work? Absolutely. The work is the magic. It's never about the destination. It's about the becoming along the way. It's a journey that's about finding your truest self and unleashing your full potential. It's who you are while you are becoming the next version of yourself. That's how you uplift your frequency. You nurture and honor your whole self as you are becoming. Think about the life that could unfold for you. One where your health is at its peak. You have mental clarity and you are spiritually aligned. A life without financial or physical limitations. What dreams would you pursue? Just as my son found himself skating alongside his hero, Mitchie, you too can find yourself in extraordinary moments that surpass anything you've ever envisioned. It's about stepping into a life where limitations fade away, replaced by a sense of purpose and abundance that permeates every aspect of your being. One where your 5-year-old wakes up asking to call his new best friend Mitchie, without a clue in the world of how unbelievable it is to know someone of Mitchie's frequency, let alone to befriend him. Again, rebalancing your gut is an entry point. My family has been on this path for years and years now, and every single day our minds are opened more and more to new possibilities. It takes time to break old thought patterns. It takes time to create new habits, to read books that open your mindset to new possibilities, and to embody your new self. The path may not always be straightforward, but with each step towards balance and wellness, you are paving the way for a future where you become known for moving mountains. This state of frequency is limitless and always evolving. It's a place where you don't see obstacles as roadblocks, but as doorways leading you to exactly where you're supposed to be. You trust that every single thing in life is always happening for you. It's a place where happiness doesn't depend on external things or the weather. It comes from deep within. Embrace the journey, trust the process, and watch as your life unfolds in ways that once seemed way beyond reach. Your story of transformation and abundance is waiting to be written. Are you ready to commit? Are you ready to jump in? I sure hope so. And I will be your friend right here, living in this frequency of wild abundance, celebrating the heck out of you. Thank you for joining me in today's episode of Follow Your Gut. If we don't know each other, I'm Juniper Bennett. I'm the founder and CEO of Only Organics, a supplement and education brand focused on women and children's gut health. I will have all the resources mentioned in today's episode linked in the show notes for you. I would love to connect with you. You can find me on Instagram at Only Organics. That's ONLEORGANICS. And make sure to subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Lastly, it's important for you to know that the information shared on this podcast is based on my personal experiences and research. Please always trust your own inner voice of wisdom and your healthcare professional. Until next time.